The tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sold them is the devil.
Hey, who was on the scene that was oppressing and enslaving Israel at the time? The Romans, which were the Edomites. All right. Keep going.
The harvest is the end of the world.
The harvest is the end of the world. All right. Go ahead.
And the reapers are the angels.
The reapers are the angels. Because the angels are going to separate. That's why in that same chapter, the Lord said, let the tares and the wheat grow together. And he's going to separate them. All right. So he's going to separate them. I'll go from there. Go to Matthew 25. Let's start at verse 31.
Look at Matthew 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him,
that's right.
Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
Yeah, that's the Son of Man, Yahushua, the Messiah. Go ahead.
And before him shall be gathered all nations.
And before him shall be gathered all nations, right? What's wrong with him? Go ahead.
And he shall separate them one from another.
Yeah, the Lord's going to separate the Israelites from matter of fact, keep reading. It's going to explain. Go ahead.
As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
See? This is what Yahushua is going to do. Who is his sheep? Now we got to prove who the sheep is. Go to Jeremiah 50. Now we got to see who the sheep is.
First, you want me to start it,
Go to Jeremiah. You had Jeremiah 50 already? Go to verse 6.
Book of Jeremiah 50, verse 6. My people has been lost sheep.
My people has been lost sheep. Who the Lord people is? Israel. Is that not the Lord's people? All right. Keep going. Read it again.
My people has been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Yep, so the Lord's people, right? It says my people. Go to Exodus chapter 7, verse 4. Well, actually, yeah, we're going to go to Exodus chapter 12 and 41. Exodus chapter 12, verse 31. See what the Lord, I'm going to say Lord, like them old time jakes. The good Lord. Exodus 12 and 31. Please, you got it.
Exodus 12, verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord, as ye have said. Also.
So this is what the Most High told Aaron and Moses. Who the Lord's people? Israel. Go to 7 and 4. It should word a little better. So in case you guys out there, try to say, see. He said, go from among them. Go to chapter 7, verse 4. You know how they do. How scoffers do.
Book of Exodus 7, verse 4. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth my armies
bring forth his armies, go ahead,
and my people,
and his people,
the children of Israel.
the children of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people. All right? That's whom the Lord is talking to. Go to Matthew, go back to Matthew 10 and 5. The Lord's people are the Israelites. Always have and always will be. The Heavenly Father, like we was talking before we started the count, the Most High don't change, the Son don't change.
So 10 and 5?
Yup, Matthew chapter 10, start at verse 5.
Okay. The book of Matthew 10, verse 5.
Go ahead.
These 12,
The
Yahushua,
12 disciples, right? Go ahead.
sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not,
Go ahead, keep going.
but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Bow. Right there. In your face. In the face. All right? The Lord's people are the Israelites. The lost sheep are the Israelites. All right? The Lord came for who? The Israelites. He died for who? The Israelites. The Lord made the world for who? The Israelites. I mean, yo, it's plain. All right? The Gentiles in the New Testament that Paul was going to teach, they was the Israelite foreigners. This guy, lawyer James, he says we go into the Apocrypha and we use that to link up the New Testament. No shit, we do that. It's a great missing link. But it's a part of the book. The book of Jasher ain't a part of the book. The 1611 don't have the book of Enoch and the book of Jasher. That's all. You get a digital copy from the Play stores and shit like that. But when you got the actual 1611, it don't have the book of Jasher in here. When you go to the table of contents, and it shows you all the books in there, it shows you the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament. And they have all the books by order, or however it's ordered, as far as book after book, whatever come after that book is ordered that way. So why are you reading out the book of Jasher? That's confusion. This simple-minded Negro said that the children of Japheth and the children of Esau became one nation. Come on, man, that's confusion. Guess where he read it from? This Jasher book. He's trying to discredit the fucking Israelite camps, man. Because wow, we have the truth. That's what he's trying to do. So he's reaching. Like I said in the video, the scripture speak about teachers having itching ears. You have you guys that come up against the men of the Lord, and you're gonna always fail. You're gonna always fail. Let's deal with the Gentile subject now. All right, let's deal with the Gentile subject. This says, "Go not into the way of the Gentiles," right? So let's get into that subject matter now. I'm going to deal with the Gentile subject now. See what's going on is they don't want Esau to be Esau. Jake feels sorry for Esau. That's the realest shit. That's really what's going on. Jake feels sorry for Esau. You think Esau give a damn about Jake? Do we feel? Go to Jeremiah 15. While I grab this, verse 5 too. We get there. Okay, what does it say?
Jeremiah 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee?
Who shall have pity upon thee? What?
For who shall have pity upon thee?
Huh?
O Jerusalem.
Oh, Jerusalem, you Israelites. Jerusalem is the people before it's a place. That's why John seen a new Jerusalem coming out of heaven. That was who? The Israelites coming down. All right? By way of the chariots. Read it again.
For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Thou hast forsaken me.
That's it on that. So nobody have pity upon us. Nobody bemoan us. Nobody asks how we doing. You think you start come over to the hood and say, hey, Jacob, how are you doing? You got any money, buddy? You got any food? Is your family okay? How are your children? He stay his red ass over where he live at across the bridge. He drinking water that ain't contaminated. You know that? He's drinking water that's not contaminated. His food that he eat is way better than yours. All right? That's all I want to know. Let's go to the Gentiles. Go to the book of Acts chapter 9. Start with Acts 9 and 4. I'm gonna read down from there. Because you know, we going to Paul when Saul became Paul, because Paul was commissioned to go to the Gentiles. That the Israelite foreigners. Go ahead.
The book of Acts 9, verse 4. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecute thou me?
Why persecutest thou me? This is what Yahweh Shah said when he came to Paul. Keep going.
And he said, Who art thou, Lord? The Lord said,
I told you what read it again.
And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Yahushua, who thou persecute. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks.
All right. So this is Saul, which later becomes Paul, right? Jump down to verse 11. Yeah, go to 11.
Book of Acts 9, verse 11. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus. For behold, he prayed, and has seen in a vision a man named
Ananias
coming in and putting his hand on him, that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man, how much evil he has done to thy saints at Jerusalem. And here,
because Paul, before he was Paul, he was Saul. His name was Saul, but he was persecuting Israelites. All right, he was one of the main ones. All right, go ahead.
And here he has authority.
She was bald head and angry. She's like an angry bird. And her eye dyed all red and shit, looking like a mess. Shalaki, she just happened to ride in my feet. Read it again, Shalaki.
And here he has authority from the chief priests to blind all that call on thy name.
Yeah, to bind.
But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel.
Right. That's why Paul is being commissioned by Yahweh Shai himself to go out to the Gentiles. All right? Because why? You had Israelites among the Gentiles. That's why I said, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So when Paul was on this journey, you know what happened? Paul ran to the Israelites that was acting like the heathens, dressing like them, doing things like them, eating like them. All right. And when Paul was doing this, he was going to them and putting them in remembrance of them being Israelites, and basically not to do after the manner of the heathen. All right. Paul was commissioned basically to turn the hearts of the children back into the Father. All right. That's what he was commissioned to do. All right. You're gonna hear this all weekend. A mother made a mother effort. All right, they're gonna die grievous death in America. A lot of Israelites. So we ain't worried about them. All right. But Paul was commissioned to go to the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, gentilis, a foreigner. All right. So we go into the Apocrypha, and it explains what was going on, especially during that Greek or Greco-Roman transition. All right. Matter of fact, go back to First Maccabees, the first chapter, and go down to about verse 14 to 15, where it says, there was a wicked root, surnamed, says, and then there was a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes. No. Chapter 1, go down to verse 14. It mentions Antiochus. Verse 10.
Book of Maccabees.
First Maccabees.
First Maccabees, verse 10.
Chapter 1, First
Chapter
Maccabees.
1, verse 10.
Yeah.
And there came out of them a wicked root, and Antiochus, surnamed
Antiochus, surnamed
Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
The Edomites, Idumea. Another way of saying Edomites. And it was also known as Idumeans. It even say those words in the book of Maccabees. Go ahead.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Yeah, Jake scared, coward. They was acting cowardly and coward, and basically, because Esau came with that war, and it was conquering strongholds. All right. So what Jake wanted to do? To sit into what the heathen wanted to do, which was the heathen at that time that was coming against Israel was the Edomites, the Idumeans. So you had Jake's like, let's go out and make a pact with them, a covenant with them. All right? Now go to 2 Maccabees 6. Go to 2 Maccabees 6. You go into Antiochus Epiphanes, he was doing all manner of things to Israelites, man. Alright? All manner of things. You name it, he was doing it. You name it, he was doing it. They put fear in a lot of Israelites, man, by the shit they was doing.
2 Maccabees chapter 6.
Yeah, done. We start at the top.
2 Maccabees, verse 6. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers.
See? This is what happened during the Renaissance period. When Esau was taking down Jacob. When he was taking down the tribes, what Esau was doing. Because we knew he was Israelites then. He was making us forget that we was Israelites by force. He was murdering a part of the Israelites. Pretty much. Go ahead,
And not to live after the laws of God, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter, Olympia, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous.
It was sore and grievous. It was heavy upon Jacob. Alright? Why do you think Jews Maccabees and his brethren fought so hard against them? They knew how wicked and how terrible and the manner of terrible things that the Edomites was doing to Jacob they were captured. So Jews Maccabees don't fought hard against them. Alright? Go ahead.
To the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles.
The Idumeans, go ahead.
Who dallied,
Edomites, same thing, Edomites. Greek way of saying Edom, go ahead.
who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
See? That's what the word profane comes from. Doing shit that belong outside the temple. Alright, basically you defiling the temple that was made unto the Lord. Go ahead.
And besides, that brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbidded. Neither was it.
So basically, just totally going against, he doing things in the temple that's against the law itself. Going on lawful acts in the temple. This is what you Edomites did. Go ahead.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
You couldn't keep the Sabbath. All right. Esau was making you get down with what the fuck he wanted you to get down with during that time. Just like this time around again. All right. That's doing what? Taking away your traditions that you was raised up in. You know, the Passover, first fruits, Day of Atonement, the week of feasts, Purim. All right, things that belong to our people. All right, go ahead.
Or ancient feasts. Or
ancient feasts. All the ancient feasts, the holy feasts that we ought to keep according to the law. Esau prohibited that. All right, it was forbidden if he was an Israelite among the Edomites during that time. All right, go ahead.
Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Read it again. Read it again so they can get it. Read it loud and clear so they can get it.
or to profess
No,
him.
I'm talking about the verse.
Verse 6.
Yeah, read that verse again.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days,
Mm-hmm.
or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So why we bring it up? The Greeks transitioned into the Romans. Why you think in the New Testament, who was over them? Who was over Jake at the time? The Romans. Why you think they had Greek and Roman names? See? That's the reason why it's important to go into to have the whole 1611. There are important events and storyline that gives you a clear picture, an idea of what's going on. You got certain Israelites, all right, that when they come into the realization that they was Israelites, you know, they put off the old Greek fashion, all right. Because they was probably taught by their parents. All right? Go to Acts 16 and 1. I'm going to give you an example of it. This is why you have to go into the Apocrypha. Lawyer James, the Apocrypha is a part of the Bible. Why do you think Esau took it out? When he gave us the Bible, what did he give us? He gave us this portion right here. That's why you see a lot of brothers. That's why you see a lot of brothers with this and the Apocrypha. And then a lot of us, we still buy the 1611 for edification's sake. And then some of us read out of the 1611. All right? Let's get an example of an Israelite that called himself, or that was called a Greek, because he was raised up in Greek traditions instead of Israel traditions. Go ahead.
Book of Acts 16 verse 1. Then came he to Derbe and Lystra, and behold,
Lystra.
a certain disciple was there named Timotheus, the son of a
Timotheus,
the son of a certain woman, which was a Jewess.
So his woman, this woman was a Jewess, right? So she knew she was Israelite. Go ahead.
And believed, but his father
it says that she believed. Go ahead.
But his father was a Greek.
So right there, you had a household where the wife, she knew she was an Israelite and she kept traditions. And his father, just like today, his father probably was like, "No, fuck that. I'm gonna get down with the Greeks." Today, what they say? What Jake say? I'm American. Or I'm an Afro-American. Or I'm a Latino American. Or I'm a Native American. I guess a nationality. When you know that goes back to a so-called white man, Edomite. So is it the nationality? Hell no, because we don't go back to no goddamn Edomite, so-called white man. Come on, man, that's confusion. But this man was called the Greeks. You know why? He lived out the men of the Greeks, dressed like the Greeks, spoke the Greek language more than likely. This is what go to your blue letter and go to that same precept. Go to your blue letter, pull out your blue letter, go to that same Acts 16:1. Guys like you, Lawyer James, are a clown. Vocab clown. James White, the Edomite clown. All you guys come against us, clowns.
Go on it.
Yeah, click on it. Yeah, go to the word Greek. Go to the word Greek. And when you read it, click on the G. The G in the number, in the middle. G in the middle, the G in the number. Helen. What's it going to say on that? You should look at the other one. That's the wrong thing. When you click on it, click on it. Say click on the G. No. Click on the G in the number. G in the number. Yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. Yes, Helene. Read the outline biblical usage. What it say right there? What says outline? It should say outline biblical usage. There you go. Strong's definitions. You need to go to the mobile. You can download the mobile app too, and it's better, you know. It comes into automatically pop up the whole thing, so you have to click on too much stuff.
It says Hellen, Grecian, or inhabitant of Hellas. By extension, a Greek-speaking person.
A Greek-speaking person. You're an Israelite, but you live in Greece, or you know what I'm saying? You're speaking the Greek language. Who will speak to you? Go ahead.
Especially a non-Jew, Gentile Greek.
Especially a non-Jew, Gentile Greek, right? But then you gotta remember that what? The Greeks enslaved the Israelites. The main people they enslaved was the Israelites. They conquered other nations, but I'm saying the main nation they wanted to enslave their hands on was the people in that Judea, the Israelites. Alright? The people who were in the land of Israel. Alright, so when you go into the matter of fact, gotta get the Atomic Compact Bible Dictionary. I'll turn right to it. Hellenists, Jews who made Greek their tongue. I hate that line, mufflers, fight. It says Hellenists, but that's the whole word, Hellenists or Hellenistas, right? It says Jews who made Greek their tongue, and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices. There you go, man. His father was doing what? He spoke. It says right there. He made Greek language their tongue. So Timothy's father